Greetings and welcome to my sort of midweek Wednesday video chats. I like to kind of throw these out in the middle of the week and give a relaxed kind of update and look at where we are and where we're going. And just kind of personalize and let you know that I'm here. I want to thank you all for the hard work I've seen so far. I particularly want to thank those of you who've texted me, called me, emailed me. We've been on the phone a lot talking about topics and fine tuning, and that's what I'm here for, and that's what I love to do. And I appreciate your taking the time to reach out and having faith in me to be able to guide you. And I hope that I can, and I hope that you'll continue to reach out when you need help. Um, we're well on the way in week 3 with the development of our topics and the exploration of our persuasive essay arguments. And so many of you have landed, on your feet and are running, and it's great. We all go at a different pace, and some of you are still maybe fine-tuning or struggling with your topics, and I invite you to contact me if you have any struggle. But just a reminder that the topics need to be debatable, and when we say debatable, it's not I like chocolate and you like vanilla, or it's not baseball season's better than football, or debatable is not in terms of a researchable persuasive essay. Debatable means that you can find solid, reliable research that supports both points of view. So when you say, when you make a claim like, is a business major better than a health service major, you can find some information about both, but when it comes down to that, it's a personal opinion. What's right for one person isn't right for another. So it's not a true debate. I want to speak a little bit about the writing notes to the writing plan. And, in some ways, it's a great progression of taking the ideas that are formative in week 1 to 2, and then from 2 to 3 starting to flush them out more, think about them, revisit them, and add to them. And for some people it may feel very repetitive. So in some ways, the questions 1 about the argument, questions 2, what 3 are your key points and how do they support it, questions about audience, your goal, evidence and resources, and how they align. These are nearly identical to what you did in the writing notes. And now we're just asking you to go back and look. And if I have given you some guidance and feedback on any of those areas on how to strengthen or improve them, then you should do so. If your writing notes were very strong and detailed and you feel really confident about them, check your grammar, spelling, and go with them. Added to this in the plan, we're not only talking about the thesis and the development of the essay, which is what we did in the notes. We kind of gathered our thoughts. Now we're taking it one step further and including, what about revision? What about feedback? What would you do with feedback? What is your revision process? So in that way, there are 2 additional questions, and they are asking you to think through in the plan from the very opening of your essay, when you write your introduction and it has the thesis, your main argument, and you go through the body and you use your research and you do everything's 1, 2, 3. Then, as you complete it, what do you do next? You get some feedback and you revise it. So we're asking you to use what you've got so far. Be sure it is as polished as you can have it to this point, and add that extra thought process about what do you do after you've drafted it? And how do you get it from draft to final revision? Just a quick note about week 4, a little heads up. In week 4, we have a discussion, and in the discussion, we talk about the writing plan. We talk about the annotating our sources. We basically discuss what we did in week 3 and week 4. So if I were you, I might jot some notes down and, keep handy some of what I did in week 3, so that it makes it easier to grab and gather my thoughts a little bit about what I just do. Maybe just put a little note down, and you can use that in your discussion, and it will be very helpful. That's all. That's all I have today. Here in Fort Lauderdale, beautiful weather we've had. Really, really just cool mornings, 56, 58, 65. The days pop up to 80, sunny, breezy. My 2 Shelties love it. I've been poking around the garden, getting ready to kind of spruce it up for spring, and that's where life is. Wednesday, week 3. I hope everything's okay with you. And again, I really, really encourage you to reach out if you need help. I usually like to keep these at 4 or 5 minutes, and I've kind of rambled on to 6.5 minutes. So I'm going to shut the trap and say goodnight, and look forward to seeing your writing plans. Take care.